Okay, everybody take a comfortable seat, legs crossed in front in an easy seat, ankles one in front of the other. Every week I talk about using a bolster or blanket or block to sit on, and this week I am really using a bolster from my couch because I gave away some of my yoga equipment when I was on my trip to Guatemala. So even sometimes at home we have to make do with what materials are available to do our yoga practice. Always being flexible, that's part of yoga, flexible in mind and body. So let's start with our spine erect, coming out of the bowl of our pelvis, neck in line with the spine, and your head just resting comfortably at the top of your neck. Hands on your knees, palms face up or face down. Let's start with a little breathing, inhaling and raising our shoulders up. Exhale back and down. Again. And continue for a few more. And then drop your head, chin to your chest, keeping your spine erect. Begin a slow circle in one direction. Inhaling as you raise your head up and back, exhaling down and forward. And then come to center. Then drop your head again, chin to chest, and roll in the opposite direction. And come to center. Now drop your head to one shoulder, taking the same side arm and placing it on the top of your head to pull your head down to the side. Relaxing that other shoulder. And 5 breaths here. And release and drop the head to the other side. Keeping that opposite shoulder relaxed. And release, and now place opposite hand on one knee, and reaching behind you with the other hand, twisting to that side, keeping the spine erect, and with each exhale, twisting a little bit more to the side or to the rear. And moving to the opposite side. And release, coming back to center. And then just beginning a little slow roll of your spine, keeping it erect in the bowl of your pelvis in one direction. And then you can bring your back into it, going back into a cat in the rear, coming forward into a cow in a seated position. Just a little relaxing warm up. Coming to center, stopping, and moving in the opposite direction. And release and coming to center. And now we'll move into our body scan meditation for a few minutes. So roll forward onto your all fours, hands and knees. Align yourself along the long ways of your mat. Cross your ankles behind you and come back to a seated position. Stretching your feet out in front. And then rolling back one vertebrae at a time onto your back. And keeping your hands at your sides, palms face up or face down. Letting your feet splay outward. Wiggle your toes. And roll your ankles. And then relax. Relax your toes. And breathe naturally, letting your belly rise and fall. Relax your ankles. Maybe stretching your legs out a little bit. And relax your calves. Feel the little cushion of air beneath your backs of your knees. Let your kneecaps fall outward. And your thighs. And breathe. Belly rising and falling. Relax your sacrum, flat part of your lower back. Feel it resting on the mat, supported by the earth. And relax your fingertips. Feel the little pillow of air on your palms. And relax your forearms and elbows.
And breathe. Belly rising and falling with each breath. Relax your upper arms and your shoulders. Feel the strong arch of your lower back. Your mid-back is resting on the mat, along with your shoulder blades. Relax your upper back. And relax your neck. Feel the back of your head resting on the mat, supported by the earth. And breathe. And relax your face. Every muscle is released. Your jaw drops. Tongue falls from the roof of your mouth. Feel the cool air coming into your chest and out again. And then start to deepen your breath, bringing energy into your body. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Rotate your ankles and your wrists. Turn your head side to side. And draw the soles of your feet in towards your hips, knees in the air. Roll to one side to a fetal position.
And then when you're ready, push yourself with your top palm back up to the comfortable seat. Ankles are crossed in front, hands on the knees, palms face up or face down, spine erect, neck in line with the spine. Let's move our heads in a circle again, dropping it first to chin to chest, and rotating around in a nice easy circle. Timing movement with breath. Inhaling as you come back, exhaling as you come forward. And coming to rest in the center again, dropping chin to chest and rotating in the opposite direction. And then pushing yourself forward onto your knees and rotating along the long side of the mat, tabletop position. Your hands are underneath your shoulders, fingers spread wide, slightly gripping the mat. Knees under the hips. And drop back to child's pose on the exhale. And come up and inhale. We'll do 5 of these. Now the next time down into child's pose, hold the position, spreading your knees out a little bit, bringing your toes in to touch one another. And then reach your hands forward along the mat, stretching your shoulder blades. And resting your head on the mat. And walk your fingers to the right, stretching the left side body. The inhale, walk them to the center. Exhale, walk to the opposite side. And walk your hands back to center and raising yourself up to the tabletop position again. Knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, and raising your back up into a cat position. Pushing your shoulders outward and away from your ears. Exhaling down into a cow, dropping your stomach, raising your head. And repeat. And then come back to neutral spine position. And begin to make a slow circle with your torso, shifting weight from hand to hand, knee to knee. Start with a 2-inch circle and make it as big as you like. And then slow the circle down back to 2 inches. And then stop. And move in the opposite direction. And make the circle smaller. So you come to a stop. And dropping onto your elbows into a puppy dog position. Letting your stomach drop towards the mat. Head looking forward. Hips are in the air. And letting your shoulder blades come in towards each other. And then walk the hands forward along the mat to lower yourself down to the mat. And release, walk your elbows back under your shoulders. And then push up to the tabletop position. Walk your left hand in 2 inches towards the center line, raising your right hand overhead. Looking up towards the ceiling. And then threading the needle and dropping that shoulder to the mat. And release, coming back up to tabletop. Right hand in towards the center line, left hand overhead. And dropping the needle, shoulder to the mat. Right arm extending in front. And releasing the shoulder, feeling the hips twist. And release, coming back up to tabletop position. Extend the right leg behind, toes are curled. Pushing back into the calf. And then release and raise that right leg into the air, cross it over the left. Look over your left shoulder to the right toes. And release, bring that leg back to center, draw the knee in to join the other. Extend the left leg back, toes are curled, pushing into the calf muscle. Spine is straight. Fingers lightly gripping the mat. Core is engaged. And then raise that left leg, cross it over the right. Look over your right shoulder to your left toes. And release, raise that leg, bring it back in, knee joining the other knee, dropping back to child's pose and holding. Coming forward to tabletop and curling your toes, pushing up into down dog. Turning the shoulders outward. Looking between your hands. And remember to breathe. And then come back, laying flat on the mat. First dropping your knees. Then your chest and chin. Stretching your arms out in front, rolling onto your side. And grasping the top ankle with your top hand. Stretching the quad. Dropping that knee down to join the lower knee. And breathe. And release, roll to the other side and repeat. And release, roll back onto your stomach, hands under your shoulders, pushing up into a cobra. And release back down. Hands a little further back, pushing up into an up dog. Raising your hips slightly off the mat. And release, coming back, lying onto the mat. Pushing yourself back up into a tabletop position. And dropping back onto your heels. Supporting yourself with a block or bolster if you like, under your hips. And breathe. Coming forward back to tabletop and curling your toes under. Coming back. Again to the hero pose. And back to tabletop. Put the tops of your feet on the mat, tap them out. And raising yourself up Straight onto your knees, spine erect, head above the shoulders. Placing the palms of your hand against the lower back, pushing your shoulders, your body up and back into a camel pose. You can drop your hands towards your ankles. And release, coming back up to straight and dropping back into the child's pose. A few more cat and cows, raising your back up, spine up into a cat, exhale into a cow. And then coming back to a flat back, curling your ankles, crossing your ankles behind you, dropping back into a seated position. Extend your legs in front. And then draw one knee into the chest, grasping with the opposite arm and twisting behind you. Keeping your spine erect, and with each exhale, twist a little more for 5 breaths. And then release. Extend that leg and bring the other knee into your chest, grasping with the opposite arm and twisting behind. And then release. Extend both legs in front and draw the soles of the feet together, keeping your spine erect. And inhale. Exhale, tilting forward, pushing your elbows against your lower legs. Inhale once again. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale and come back up to center. And repeat one more time. Inhale. Exhale, just tilt your spine and the bowl of your pelvis. Inhale again. And forward fold. And release, come back to center. And then take your thumbs, massage the insteps of your feet. And pull your toes back one at a time. Now with your spine erect, extend your legs again once in front of you. And bring one sole of your foot in towards the inner thigh. And put your opposite hand on that bent knee. Twist behind you once more. Inhale, come back to center and switch opposite sole of the foot into the inner thigh, twisting towards the bent knee. And release, coming back to center. Extend both legs in front. And keeping the knees bent, inhale and tilting forward. And then inhale again. And exhale, forward fold, holding your thighs, shins or toes. In 5 breaths. And release, come back to center. This time dropping your knees to the ground to work on the hamstrings. Inhale and tilt. Inhale again and fold. And release, come back to center. And drawing your legs into a wide V. Placing right hand inside right leg. Twisting to the left, left arm overhead. Inhale and then fold. With each exhale, maybe move a little bit further. Inhale, come back to center, moving to the opposite leg, left hand inside left leg, right arm overhead. Inhale, coming back to center and drawing your legs together and point your feet and inhale, flex, exhale, point. A few more. And then roll your ankles. In reverse direction. And then draw your ankles back into an easy seat. And then align yourself along the lengthwise of your mat. Send your legs in front. And rolling back onto your back, one vertebrae at a time. For some bridge work. And draw the soles of your feet in towards your hips, knees in the air.
Heels can be touching your fingers. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. And this time, hold in the up position and squeeze. And coming back down. Extend the left leg along the mat, raise the right knee into the air and grasp your underneath your lower leg with your hands. And pulling your ankle in towards your shoulders. And breathe. And this is a modified pigeon. And release that leg, extend the right leg along the mat, draw the left knee in the air, grasping underneath your ankle and lower leg, and pull towards your shoulders. And then release, extend both legs along the mat, draw the knees into the air, walk your soles of the feet to the edges of the mat, and drop them to the right first for windshield wiper. Inhale, exhale to the left. Putting your arms in a T position. And then release, coming to center, walking the soles in towards the center line. Put the left or right ankle on the left knee. Then drop your knees to the right, looking over your left shoulder. 5 breaths. Inhale, come back to center. And reach through that thigh to pull it towards your chest. For some more hip work, opening the hip. And drop that foot to the ground. Then cross your knees, put the left ankle on the right knee. Drop your knees to the left, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. And cross your knees. Bring both knees into your chest and rock side to side. And come to center, drop your feet to the ground. Feel a block or bolster, raise your hips up and place it under the sacrum. Flat part of your lower back. Then draw your knees into your chest. And keep them here or extend your heels towards the ceiling. For an inversion. Exhale, open your knees or your legs. Inhale, coming back to center. A few more times. Knees can be bent or legs straight. This time hold them in the outward position, supporting your thighs with your hands. Inhale, come back to center. Drawing your knees into your chest. Extending your legs along the mat into a supported fish, adjusting the block to whatever height you like. Walking your shoulder blades in towards each other, palms at your side, and breathe. Then draw your soles of your feet in towards your hips, pushing up to remove the block. Dropping your hips to the ground. Walking your feet to the edges of the mat for windshield wiper. And then come to your center, draw the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg along the mat, relax the left, pull the right in. And we're getting close to our Savasana. Extend the left leg along the mat, draw the right knee into the chest, and pull, and relax the right leg. And draw both knees into the chest. Extend the heels towards the ceiling into a happy baby, grasping your thighs, shins, or toes. And rocking side to side. Bringing your knees into your chest again. Extend the legs along the mat. Palms are at your sides. And breathing is natural in our resting pose or Savasana. After a few minutes, I will bring us out of this relaxation. And start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Roll the head from side to side. Soles of the feet towards your hips, knees in the air. Roll into a fetal position. And with your top palm, place it on the mat. Push yourself back up into an easy seat.
Ankles crossed in front, hands on the knees, spine erect. Inhale, shoulders up, back and down. Again. A few more. Today we learned a little bit about being flexible, using what materials you have at hand, whether you're on vacation or at home when you don't have your normal yoga material with you. But it's a good lesson for life to be flexible, to be aware of your surroundings and what you can use to make yourself more comfortable. Extend your fingertips to the edges of the mat. Inhale, raising hands overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center, bowing your head. I invite peace to flow into your heart. Remain there and share it with those around you. And I invite the greeting, Namaste. And thank you for sharing your practice with me today.